Hello and welcome to Liberty and Gun Rights Podcast. Today is Thursday, September 30th, 2023. What is responsible gun ownership? On its surface, we understand that adults who own weapons are responsible for handling, storing, and transporting these weapons in a safe manner. When I say weapons, what do I mean? I mean shotguns, long guns, AR-15s, AR-10s, 30 deer rifles, any kind of long gun that shoots a projectile is considered a weapon, whether it's used for hunting or self-defense or whatever. Weapons are also handguns, different types of handguns: 22s, 38s, 9 millimeter, 45, 40, 10 millimeter. Uh, all of these are self-defense weapons or can be used as self-defense weapons, and we understand that if we own those weapons, that we're responsible for handling them in a responsible and safe manner. As responsible gun owners, we agree that we are responsible for who has access to these weapons. We should maintain constant control of what environment they are in. They are either on our person or locked up in a gun safe where children or burglars cannot gain access. That also includes friends of your children or whoever, anybody that's coming over to your house. You shouldn't have, or we shouldn't have, firearms just laying around. Police officers tell us that criminals gain access to weapons and vehicles and can potentially use them in future crimes. Many types of Second Amendment related decals, such as NRA or gun club memberships or gun store decals, can alert criminals to the potential presence of firearms. Off-duty police officers who have parked their patrol car at home have made the mistake of leaving duty gear in those vehicles, which wind up getting stolen. How many news stories have we watched where a child's at home picked up a handgun thinking it was a toy and either severely injured and or killed a sibling or parent when the child pulled the trigger? These tragedies should never happen. Gun safety and responsible ownership starts at home. As responsible gun owners, we should know what the local laws are with regards to responsibly transporting firearms and ammunition as we move around the communities we live in. We should know where firearms are permitted and not permitted. State and federal gun laws outlines where we are allowed to possess and carry firearms. One example is that you may not have a firearm on you or in your vehicle when you go to your local post office. Having a firearm in your vehicle in the parking lot violates federal gun laws. A lot of people don't know that. In South Carolina, people with valid CWPs may not carry a firearm on their person while on school property. There's plenty of other places you can't carry either. But when you're on a school property, whether it be K-12 or a college campus or wherever, you must have it locked up in a glove box or central console or the trunk. Just because you have a CWP does not give you the right, the legal right, to carry it on your person, concealed or open. Firearms, drugs, and or alcohol do not mix. If you're going to go out on the town and you plan on drinking, leave your firearms and your gun safe at home. Another responsible decision would be to have a designated driver that is not going to drink. If they have a CWP, then they can be designated to carry a firearm for self-defense. What about the tactical decision on whether to open carry or concealed carry? I personally choose to concealed carry. One reason is because I feel it gives me a tactical advantage and the element of surprise. I believe that how we carry also depends on the environment. Now, I know that there are people listening to this that believe that they have the right to make the decision to concealed carry or open carry, and they have their personal viewpoints on one or both, and I get that, and that's what's nice about it is that we have a personal decision. We can decide tactically how we're going to carry and why, and once you make that decision, go with it. If you know you're going to be around other liberty and pro-gun people, then you can carry whichever way you want to, because they're not going to care, basically. If you're going to be around a mixed crowd of people where you're not sure of which way people stand on gun rights, then maybe you should conceal carry. I realize that our liberty sometimes flies in the face of those who are not supportive of the Second Amendment. We're surrounded by people who only want law enforcement and military to be allowed to carry firearms. How about seniors and gun ownership? I can hear you now. What about seniors and gun ownership? As we grow older, our motor skills can deteriorate. Health issues can cause us not to be able to maintain the same hand-eye coordination that we once had. At what point does it become irresponsible for seniors to continue to handle firearms? The same discussion happens when a loved one is no longer capable of driving a vehicle safely. No one wants to lose the ability to get around on their own and run errands or go to events. Being a responsible driver also means that we recognize the time when we should be hanging up the car keys and let someone else do the driving. I'm not saying that our aging parents or relatives should be left defenseless. They have a right to self-protection no matter what. This could be a subject for another podcast. It certainly is something for all of us to think about. All right, thank you for tuning in and listening to today's podcast episode. Our podcast is hosted on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. Be sure to share our podcast with your Second Amendment friends, family, and co-workers. You can contact us at Liberty Gun Rights Podcast at proton.me. Liberty Gun Rights Podcast at proton.me. Goodbye for now.